If you've ever sat in a modern home during a power outage, wrapped in blankets while the temperature drops fast, you've already felt the weakness of today's heating systems. Now, compare that to homes in the 1940s, heated through long winters, fuel shortages and wartime rationing, often staying warm with far less energy than we use today. The truth is uncomfortable. Many modern homes are technically advanced, but thermally fragile. In this video, we're uncovering a 1940s heating approach so effective that most modern houses simply can't compete with it, not because of better machines, but because of smarter design and a deeper understanding of heat itself. During World War II, fuel was precious. Coal, wood and oil were rationed. Families couldn't just turn up a thermostat. Yet homes stayed livable, warm and stable. Now, the reason wasn't one magical device, you see. It was actually a system, a mindset, and, well, a rather forgotten understanding of how heat behaves in enclosed spaces. That's why homes in the 1940s focused on retaining heat rather than constantly producing it. The biggest difference between then and now is honestly quite simple. Modern homes focus on generating heat on demand. But, back in the 1940s, homes focused on trapping and managing heat once it was produced. Central heating was not universal, not by a long shot. Many houses relied on a single coal or wood stove, yet entire homes remained warm because the structure worked with the heat source, not against it. The walls were denser, often made with plaster, brick or thick lath systems that absorbed heat during the day and released it slowly at night. This thermal mass acted like a battery for warmth. Once heated, it resisted temperature swings. Modern drywall construction, by contrast, heats quickly and cools just as fast. One of the most effective tricks of the 1940s was gravity heating. Warm air naturally rises. Cold air sinks. Older homes were designed around this principle. Heat sources were placed low, often in basements or ground floors. Open stairwells, transoms above doors, and strategic vents allowed warm air to rise and circulate naturally without fans. This passive circulation meant no electricity was required to move heat. Even today, when power fails, gravity still works. Many modern homes really fight against this natural flow with things like sealed rooms, low ceilings, and all that ductwork that relies completely on powered fans. And, well, when the system stops, heat just stops moving. Back in the 1940s, folks didn't even try to heat rooms they weren't using. Doors were kept closed, and heavy curtains were drawn to keep the warmth in. Living spaces back then were compact and quite intentional. Kitchens and living rooms made up the warm core of the house, you see. Bedrooms, on the other hand, were cooler, but still safe and comfortable enough for a good night's sleep. This kind of zoning, well, it dramatically reduced heat loss. Instead of attempting to keep a uniform temperature across thousands of cubic feet, families just focused on comfort where it really mattered. That principle alone can honestly reduce heating demand quite a bit. But, modern open-plan homes make this sort of zoning nearly impossible. And windows, well, they were treated as both assets and liabilities in those days. You don't need to live in a 1940s house to use these principles. Start by identifying thermal mass in your home. Brick walls, concrete floors, or even masonry fireplaces can be used as heat reservoirs. Allow them to warm during the day and avoid rapid cooling at night. Encourage natural heat movement by opening stairwells and allowing vertical airflow. Use small, quiet fans only to assist gravity, not fight it. Zone your living space deliberately. Close doors to unused rooms and concentrate heat where people actually spend time. The 1940s heating mindset works with minimal energy input. It remains effective during fuel shortages, blackouts, and supply disruptions. It doesn't rely on complex electronics or constant consumption. This makes it ideal for off-grid living, emergency preparedness, and long-term resilience. Modern homes prioritize aesthetics, speed of construction, and open layouts. These features come at the cost of thermal efficiency. Thin walls, large open spaces, and lightweight materials shed heat rapidly. No thermostat can fully compensate for a structure that doesn't want to stay warm. The lesson here is not nostalgia, it's physics. Heat behaves the same now as it did in 1940. Homes that respect that fact will always outperform those that ignore it. If this deep dive into forgotten heating wisdom was valuable to you, make sure to subscribe for more serious, research-driven history and survival content. Share this video with anyone who cares about resilience, preparedness, and learning from the past, instead of reinventing the wheel.